Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene says she will no longer use political rhetoric that she's now calling toxic, and she's apologizing for previous derogatory comments she's made. Listen.
I would like to say humbly, I'm sorry for taking part in the toxic politics. It's very bad for our country. I am committed, and I've been working on this a lot lately, to put down the knives in politics. I really just want to see people be kind to one another, and we need to figure out a new path forward.
The Congresswoman publicly shared that she's been receiving a, quote, hotbed of threats she claimed were being fueled and egged on by the most powerful man in the world, President Trump. Joel Payne and Kevin Sheridan join us now for a strategy chat, politically speaking. Joel is a CBS News political contributor and Democratic strategist, and Kevin is a Republican strategist and formerly served as a spokesperson for the Republican National Committee. Good Monday morning to you both, gentlemen. Thanks for being with us. Joel, let's start with you. You know, MTG developed a reputation as a firebrand conservative. So why apologize and change tone now, do you think?
Yeah, it's been quite the transformation for Marjorie Taylor Greene of late. Ultimately, look, she's a member of Congress. She's got to represent her constituents, and it'll be up to her constituents whether or not they buy who Marjorie Taylor Greene is presenting. She has said hurtful things. However, she has also taken some bold stands recently to challenge Donald Trump. And I think both of those things have to coexist and be true. And I think for Donald Trump, what it portends is his grip on the MAGA base, on MAGA loyalists like Marjorie Taylor Greene, seems to be slipping, which suggests that Donald Trump is seeing his presidency enter a phase which a lot of us have been portending, which is the lame duck phase, which is as he is in his second term, and he will not be on the ballot again. Donald Trump's hold on the Republican Party and the Republican brand becomes less powerful. And I imagine that is what has his allies roiled more than anything at this moment.
They're thinking perhaps post-Trump. Kevin, Congresswoman Greene says she and President Trump's feud just boils down to the Epstein files, but she emphasizes that she believes in his innocence. Let's just play a clip of that.
The women themselves that I have talked to have over and over again said that Donald Trump did nothing wrong. Quite a few of them even told me they voted for him. And those are the women I would like to see in the Oval Office with support.
So what do you make of that? Because President Trump says he now wants to release the Epstein files. So is it, as Joel suggests, Trump recognizing he's losing a grip on his base, or is there something else at play?
Well, you would think that the MTG-Trump feud would now be put to bed. You know, it looks like this thing's going to pass the House easily. The Senate, who knows what's going to happen there. But if Donald Trump wants them released by some means, you know, there's going to be more information getting out there. There's a clip going around from 2015 where Donald Trump just pops into a Bloomberg studio and he's probably at a debate saying, you know, this is going to be a big liability. The Epstein Island is a cesspool. It's going to be a big liability for Bill Clinton. He was the first to mention it that anybody had heard in politics. So he's been on this for a long time, which makes it very strange now that it comes time to get all the final files out that they don't want to do it. So we can only guess as to why. But now he's reversed course. He's reading the writing on the wall that Republicans are going to try to do this anyway. And it looks like more information is going to come out.
And there is a new PSA from Epstein survivors demanding release of the files. Let's quickly play that.
I was 14 years old.
I was 16 years old.
I was 16.
17.
14 years old. This is me.
This was me.
This is me.
When I met Jeffrey Epstein.
It's time to bring the secrets out of the shadows. It's time to shine a light into the darkness.
And so, Joel, do you think this issue will go away?
Yeah, Errol, look, this is, to me, about power and abuse of power and about how the Americans view their lives and their journeys versus those who are wealthy and who are well-connected. You know, Donald Trump has sold a lot of American people that he's fighting for them, that he is willing to give them the same kind of insider advantage and to give them the same type of treatment that many Americans believe that the wealthy and powerful, like a Jeffrey Epstein in the past and like a Donald Trump and like some of those names, including Democrats like Larry Summers, have received. So if Donald Trump is being seen to protect those folks, that is a real crisis for his brand. His brand is one of, I am going to fight for you, and I am going to make sure that the people who are wealthy and powerful and well-connected can't take advantage of you anymore. This is a clear-cut case of what is happening or what has happened with Jeffrey Epstein and what has happened with the folks that Jeffrey Epstein has protected and has shielded in the past from public scrutiny of being protected. And if Donald Trump is seen as protecting those folks, that is a political liability for him. And to me, that's the core issue.
And Kevin, your final thoughts on this now that victims continue to speak out?
They're going to be very hard to ignore. I assume that the entire universe of the victims do not all agree. Some don't want the information coming out, but those who do are going to be very tough to ignore. Very compelling PSA there. And it's just going to add more emphasis and fuel to the fire to get everything out that they can get out without naming victims and explicit details.
Yeah, there is a lot of fuel to all of this. Joel Payne and Kevin Sheridan, thanks for joining us this Monday. Appreciate it.
Thank you.